story of Barnabas the dog. Hello, friends. Have I ever told you the story of Barnabas the dog? Well, alright. The humans that watch this video might actually call it the story of Father Tim and the dog that he adopts that he names Barnabas. But we all know that once the dog enters the story, it's really all about the dog. Really, it's always all about the dog. Yeah. At Home in Mitford by Karon is the story of Barnabas the dog and his human friend, the Episcopal priest named Father Tim. Isn't it? Yes, that's what it is. It's not the other way around, no matter what the humans think. Barnabas meets Father Tim one day while he's walking down the street. He's going to breakfast, and Barnabas immediately notices that Father Tim is in need of a furry friend. Barnabas volunteers for the job. Without him, Father Tim might have worked himself into an early grave. But with Barnabas to the rescue, Father Tim finds new friends. He unofficially adopts a young boy. He meets Cynthia, the lady next door, and her C-A-T, Violet. Now, Barnabas reminds me a little bit of you, Ben. He was a giant puppy. He was a big, black, friendly dog, incredibly sweet, very strong. You remember the other day when we went to the groomer and you almost knocked me down trying to get out the door in the opposite direction? Well, one of those days, Father Tim decides that Barnabas needs a bath. So he puts Barnabas in a tub in the backyard. And you know what happens? It's almost as good as what happened at the groomer. Maybe even a little bit better. Barnabas jumps out of the tub, runs through Father Tim's legs, the leash twists around his legs, and poor Father Tim ends up flat on his backside. I am glad that I was not Father Tim when we tried to get out of the groomer the other day. With Barnabas by his side, Father Tim, who's beginning to go through a little bit of a midlife crisis when this story begins, realizes that everything doesn't have to stay exactly the same. It brings elements into his life that he never thought he would need, but he loves and enjoys. He becomes a new man, a better man that the people in his congregation can count on for a variety of different things that they didn't even expect, even though he had been their main religious counsel for years and years and years. This isn't a story that delves deeply into dark, realistic things. Even though Dooley's mother is alcoholic, even though there is evidence of drug use in the parish, even though there are lots of bad things that do happen in the story, and they are touched on, it's not going to be a riveting crime novel. This is a feel-good story. This is what I call comfort food for the soul. Book form. It's where I go if I've had a bad day and I want to pick me up. So this is a 5-star kind of book for me. It's fun to read. It's not a hard read. It's gentle on the soul, and it's got dogs and CATs, and I never have to fear for their lives. Everybody lives.